Well, the German farmers have been fighting against their globalist government in Berlin for such a long time now, especially the new proposals to increase taxation on farmers and the fuel for farmers and all the trucks and everything else. But we have good news because we have a bit of a victory for the farmers in Germany against big government, nanny state, and globalization. So, the leaders of the, obviously, Olaf Scholz coalition government had previously announced tax hikes on farmers as part of a draft budget deal for 2024, right? Presented last month in December. The planned increases were part of the coalition's attempt to plug a multi-million euro budget gap that appeared after the country's top court ruled that some of its spending practices were unlawful. So basically, you have big government in Germany messing up the public finances, messing up the public services and the actual purse and the taxpayers' money and everything, right? So they decided, okay, how do we make more money? How do we take more money? Let's basically go and target certain industries who have little or to no voice. That was the farming industry. They thought they could go and bully the farmers because nobody cared about the farmers. That's what they thought. But the movement got bigger and bigger, and now the government has to backtrack. So, what's going on here? We initially had a convoy of 1,700 tractors blocking the main road leading to the Brandenburg gate in central Berlin, where thousands of farmers demonstrated against the government proposal to end their tax breaks on fuel and agricultural vehicles. The government wants to introduce the tax increases, which the farmers say would cost the sector about 1 billion euros per year, to help plug a 17 billion euro hole in its 2024 budget. Even if they basically destroy the farmers, they're still not going to have enough money to fix the black hole, the financial black hole that they themselves have created. So, the coalition climb down is unlikely to actually appease the protesters anyway at this point. So according to the president of the German Farmers Association, this can only be a first step. Our position remains unchanged. Both proposals for cuts must be taken off the table. This is clearly also about the future viability of our industry and the question of whether domestic food production is still desirable at all. This is what we're dealing with. And the reason you need to know why this government, the backtracking and U-turn had to happen was because of this. Look at this image. Look at the footage from Germany. Look at the number of tractors. Look at the number of protesters going all the way, the convoy, towards Berlin. And they were, but by the way, when we said 1,700 or whatever, 1,170 tractors, that was simply the number of tractors, not the number of protesters, not the number of actual people there. You had all the other cars, you had people on foot, people holding banners and flags, and the government finally freaked out. So, take this time, celebrate a little bit tiny victory for little people against our globalist overlords.